Hey, it's time to dish with D. That's me. It is time for my top 5 tips, top 5 suggestions, top 5 things of advice for the woman over 50 starting a weight loss journey. Because let me tell you something, we're not spring chickens, but I'm here to tell you it can be done. I'm gonna let you know a little bit about me if you're new here. I am Denise, Dish with D, I dish. I thought that was funny. I lost 115 pounds on the WW. I started on the green plan, lost about 50, 54. Was stuck there I did that about 1.5 years. It was smart points then. Kind of got a little stagnant, complacent, bored. Left for 3 months, gained 27 pounds back. Thought I was doing well. When I came back in February of 2018, it was freestyle, the blue plan. I lost 78 pounds, I want to say, because I still had some of the off from the other one. So in total was 116 pounds. Made my WW lifetime, my goal and lifetime. So I'm sitting here, a WW lifetime member, and honestly, it was never something I planned to do. I just wanted to get some weight off. I wanted to get under 200. I would have been thrilled. But to me, again, this channel, this whole vlog, my opinion, my experience, just really resonated with me for a lot of different reasons, which you'll hear here. Oh, that was real fun, wasn't it? All right, okay, number 1, unrealistic goals. I say this a lot, and I know a lot of you could sit there and say that I'm wrong, and you have that right to say that. This is just what I think, unrealistic goals. Some of us, I think Weight Watchers sets unrealistic goals. They wanted my goal to be at 145 pounds, I think it was. Now, mind you, I'm 54 years old. I started my journey when I was 49 3/4, by the way. I hit 50, I turned 50 3 months after I joined. I hit 50 pounds lost 2 months after that. That was my goal, to get 50 pounds in my 50th year, and I did. So yeah, it can be done. I hit menopause in my late 40s. I would say it was about 48 when I started. Did menopause affect my journey? Honestly, it didn't. I didn't really have issues. I'm older, so yeah, I'm going to lose a little bit slower and inconsistently. That's just, you know, the nature of being older. I really don't feel that menopause caused anything odd in my journey. My sister-in-law always used to say, oh, you're hitting menopause, you're never going to be able to lose weight. And honestly, I did, and I hit goal through menopause. So I mean, it's consistency. That is one of my tips, but we're going to go back to that one. We're going to start with unrealistic goals. When I went to the doctor for my 10-pound doctor's note over my goal, I was at 175 then, and she was like, I honestly think you would be better off here. I'm like, honestly, so would I, but they want me to be this number, and I'm not I mean, I guess if I was 20 in my 20s, I would totally be down with that, or actually lower than that. But at my age, why do I have to prove anything to Weight Watchers, to anybody else? I don't need to be a size 6. Honestly, I'm at size 10 and I feel like a swimsuit model, and it's all about how you feel inside. And let me tell you something, if I was a size 6, I wouldn't be eating. So that's the thing, that was the trade-off. Did I want to be skinny, or did I want to enjoy the rest of my life? I wanted to enjoy the rest of my life, so I chose a higher goal. It's just, for me, what would be maintainable? Do I want to be struggling at my weight? No. I don't want to sit here and worry about everything I put in my mouth. Life is short, and I'm not, like I said, if I was younger, it's a totally different animal. I am talking about 50 and over. Things that we need to concern ourselves with. Exercise, unrealistic. When I started my journey, I never exercised. I reached goal without any exercise. I didn't exercise at all. Did I move more? Yes, because I was able to. But did I exercise formally? No. Didn't do any like walking every day. Didn't join a gym. Didn't do anything. Didn't do any DVDs. Didn't do any Zooms. Didn't do any Leslie's. Did nothing. And my leader always brings it up when, you know, exercise topic comes up. She'd say, Denise, how much, you know, and I didn't. After I hit goal, and when pandemic started last year, I started an exercise class. just to tone up because I felt like things were hanging, because they do when you're older, over 50. Skin isn't quite as elastic as it used to be. Yeah, that's a tip too. It's not. So I definitely do notice toning in my body since I started doing a workout. I work out Monday through Friday. I take the weekends off. I do not work out on the weekends. I actually don't even work out that hard. I do 20 minutes a day. Why do I only do 20 minutes a day? Because it's something I can continually to do. If I'm going to put in like all this exercise, am I going to do that forever? Oh, hell no. And I know that. I mean, some people, that's what they enjoy doing. But I often say, realistically, are you going to continue that 5-10 years down the line? I'm not. So I do something that I know I can continue, a weight I can maintain, an exercise regimen I can continue. That is, you know, my biggest tip is definitely be realistic. Don't like look at somebody and say, well, I want to be her. You need to be you, not her. Work for her is not going to work for you. What works for you is not going to work for her. So you got to find out what works in your world. Foods on plan and fitting in foods that you love. That is extremely important, because you can sit there and say, I'm never going to have that. Let's be realistic. You're going to have cake. You're going to have ice cream. You're going to have cookies. It's just depending on how you can fit it in. So don't ever say, I'm never going to have that, because you are. You just are, and that's normal. How do we fit it in? You find a way. You plan it in. Same thing with having like grilled chicken and steamed broccoli. You're going to eat the rest of your life chicken, grilled chicken and steamed broccoli? No, you're going to have chicken. You might have breading on it. You're going to have, you know, sauteed broccoli. You're going to have other things. You're going to have a starch. Like, don't do your journey. You have to do your journey the way you're going to live the rest of your life. That is a huge tip. Do the journey as you're going to live the rest of your life. If you leave with nothing else from this video, that is the biggest key. That is it. Consistency is key. It truly is. Did I lose the same every week? No, I did not. Did I lose really big in the beginning? Sure, there was weeks I had 2-pound losses, but in the end, at my age, is it realistic for me to expect a 2 to 3 pound loss? No. If I'm losing 0.2, 0.4, staying the same, at my age, you don't always have those big losses. Your body's just not able to produce that. Your body slows down, your metabolism slows down. It's part of nature of the beast. Somebody asked me about intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting doesn't work for me, and I'll tell you exactly why. Come here, Bill. I need to eat several meals a day spaced out with snacks. I find, for me, now you might be different, that when my body can metabolize food, when you give it in smaller increments. If you're going to eat 2 big meals, it's just going to, my body slows down, I get tired. But when I'm giving it smaller meals, it seems to process it better. They do that a lot for diabetics. It's easier for your body to process smaller meals than it is to process larger meals. So for me, intermittent fasting didn't work for that reason. And number 2, I can't wait that long to eat. Not happening. I can't wait 3 hours when I get up to eat breakfast. It's crazy. I'm hungry. I want to eat. I'm not waiting till 10 o'clock. So that is one of the things. Timeline. Sometimes we put a timeline. I want to lose X amount of pounds in X amount of days. That's a little bit unrealistic. It's a bit pressure that we don't need. When I gave up the timeline and I just did the program, here I am. Yes, it took me close to 3 years to lose all my weight. Honestly, I just really forgot I was on a timeline. I just went to my meetings, did my plan consistently, and eventually chipping away at it. Yeah, there was weeks I didn't lose any weight. There was weeks I lost a little bit of weight. There was weeks I gained consecutively. I would gain 2 weeks in a row and could have been 100% on plan. Does that mean I wasn't on plan? No. It just means that week my body decided not to lose. It's totally normal. Remember, what you go through is totally normal. Don't, we always think that, oh my God, I had a bad week because the scale said it. Don't give the scale that much power. I've often said that. Keep at it and plan ahead. If you know, if you're gonna go somewhere where there's certain food, I look ahead, look at the menu, and I plan what I'm going to have. If I know we're going out to dinner, we went to dinner Saturday night. I said, where are we going? Did they have a website? There was their menu online. I was able to look it up, plan my meal, and I ate the rest of my meals accordingly to that. So it was much easier for me to do that. Fitting in delicious snacks like cake, candy, cookies. Are you never gonna have those? let's be real. We're going to have cake. We're going to have cookies. We're going to have candy. It's just, should we have it every day? Honestly, I'm from the school of no. There was a girl on one of my lives who said she had 3 sugar-free puddings a day. They're 2 points each, so it's 6 points. She had the points for it. I understand that and I get that, but I feel like Weight Watchers doesn't. Should you be having 6 puddings a day? No. Healthy lifestyle, you would not eat 6 puddings a day. Yeah, points wise you could, and if you'd be well within your points to have those. I just don't feel 6 puddings a day is something I think is a healthy lifestyle. I wouldn't have pudding every day. I would never have, I don't, very rarely have the same, if you watch what I eat in a day, it's very rare that I have anything consistently every day. I like to spread things out. I like to spread my breakfast out. You know, I love overnight oats. I don't have it every day. I kind of spread it out for a few times a week. Same thing with like mug cakes. I have mug cakes. I have Built bars. I have protein bars. I just don't have them every day. There are people that eat Built bars every day. Yes, they're within your points, but it's not, I wouldn't eat a candy bar every day. So that's how I look at that. I look at that as a treat. I don't have treats every day. I plan my treats and I enjoy my treats. So they still, to me, are treats. I enjoy them when I don't eat them a lot. It's kind of the same thing with like chips. You know me, I love snacklings. Do I have snacklings every day? No, because it wouldn't be fun and exciting if I ate them every day. They would become mundane and routine. So maybe I have them a few days a week. It's just making food exciting. Like that is what I try to do with flavorings, spices, extracts, herbs, making food exciting. My husband will tell you, the kids will tell you, sometimes it's a negative though, but a lot of the things I make, it could be the same recipe, tastes totally different when I make it, because I just add maybe a different herb or different this, and it just changes it up. I just like to keep things a little bit fresh and new, and that's what keeps things exciting. When you're excited and you're not mundane and not routine, and it keeps things fresh and new, and you don't feel like you're on a diet. You feel like you're on a healthy lifestyle. That is what we're doing. I don't ever feel that I can't. Everything is on the menu for me. Everything. I eat 3 meals a day, sometimes 2 snacks during the day. Every day I eat my points with really good food. I don't always have junk. I mean, there's occasionally where I'll have, something that's not what I would call healthy. Why not? I definitely planned it in and I definitely enjoyed it. But do I have it every day? No. And when you get into that routine, you don't desire it every day. That is a huge tip and a huge hint. Absolutely. I am a firm believer in detoxing from sugar. Oh, it's crazy how addictive sugar is. And I'm here to tell you that it's an addictive problem. I'm coming from a person, I really believe I had a food addiction of eating, and I still believe I have it. I mean, it's not, you're never cured, and there's days, well, there's binges. Is it normal to have a binge? Yes, it is. I'll come out here and say that as another tip. Yeah, occasionally you have that binge. Now, I had a 2-week in a row binge, which wasn't really good, and I was actually physically sick from it. So I think I've kind of gotten that out of my system for quite a while. But yeah, it happens. And sometimes we eat things we don't plan. I mean, you go into a party and you don't know what they're going to serve. How do you handle that? You just figure it out. You look at what they have and you make the best choices. You can't always be perfect. Perfection is not for me. Life is not perfect and your journey will not be perfect. So if you're looking for perfect, yeah. And you know what? Biggest tip of all, find a community. Find a YouTuber. Find a Facebook group that you can relate with and you can share with, and you could read in there and you could get ideas and tips and people that understand you. That is huge, and you could relate to them and you'll look forward, and that will inspire you to behave. Because sometimes we could hit that reset button, and I'm a firm believer in hitting that reset button, but sometimes we hit it a little too often and we need to consistently stay on plan a little bit longer and then have that, a little bit off kilter day. But when you have so many successful days and you build and you build and you build, you will want to continue to do it more. And just because you're over 50 doesn't mean you can't do that. And just because you're over 50 doesn't mean you can't lose weight. And just because you're over 50 doesn't mean you can't get to goal. I am living proof of that. Living proof. So if I can do it, I know you can do it. So come join me along for the ride. Subscribe to my channel. Join my Facebook group. Find out what the revolution is going on at Dish with D. You want to be there for it, and I am here to help you along. Thank you for joining me. If you enjoyed this, give it a big old thumbs up. And if you haven't already subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. And if you know anybody that that needs me, you know you can share this video right below. Have a great day. We will dish another day, folks.